Hi everyone, and thank you so much for being here. Welcome back to Yoga with Brittany. My name is Brittany, and today we are doing our third eye chakra yoga flow. With that being said, we will be using at least one block. If you don't have a block, you are welcome to just stack your palms or use a pillow if you have one nearby. Today's flow is a little more traditional in the sense that I like to do a lot of creative, all over the place kind of flows. Today we're going to keep it a little more linear, a little bit more focused on what to expect, so that way you can tap into your place of intuition, which is your third eye. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and grab a block, a pillow, your water, slip into something comfortable, and I'll meet you on your mat. So to get started, we are going to get in a child's pose, and then we're going to place that block that I mentioned right underneath your forehead. I just like the right here in between the eyebrows and slightly above, I'd like this place to be connected to something. So like I said, if you don't have a block, you can stack your palms. Just find a way for your forehead to rest, and then you can take your arms wherever they feel comfortable. To get into the low back and the hips and the inner thighs a little bit, you can take the knees wider. If this is a lot too soon for the low back, bring your knees together. Simply just want you to find a position where you can settle in and get integrated into your practice, and begin by asking yourself, like, how am I doing today? How do I feel energetically? How do I feel physically, emotionally? And even more specifically today, do I feel like I have any blockages in my inner knowing? And sometimes you're like, I don't really know exactly what that means. Or a lot of times people will say, what does your inner knowing want you to know? Or what is your gut telling you? And that's kind of what we're going to tap into today. Trusting and listening to our gut. Which our gut is not between our eyebrows, but that is our place of intuition, our third eye. Being able to see a future for yourself, being able to make decisions based off of that gut feeling or that inner knowing, the inner guidance. So find a way to connect that third eye center right away. A simple exercise to help tap into the third eye is to ask yourself simply, what is my name? And you have an inner voice that will answer that question for you. Then ask yourself some yes or no questions. Do I like cake? Should I cross the street without looking? These very simple questions will just help you to strengthen your inner ear, or be able to listen to that inner voice a little bit more and trust it. As silly as it sounds, it's baby steps. Simple questions that you know the answer to. Start to tune in. You can rock your forehead side to side. As you tune into these questions that you do know the answer to, you can expand this practice into asking questions that you might need some help with. And see if you can tune in and listen for those answers. More on that later. We'll get the physical practice on the way. So whenever you're ready, come to stillness, remove your block, and then we'll make our way into a tabletop position. You want to keep your block nearby for a similar situation. And stack your wrists under your elbows, under your shoulders, and your knees under your hips. We'll start with our toes tucked, and on the inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone, press the mat away, head and neck hang heavy, untuck the toes, cat pose. Inhale, open up to cow. And exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Last one, inhale, open up. And exhale, cat. As long as it feels safe, I'd like for you to keep the eyes closed down, and let's take 5 rounds of breath, doing anything that your body's asking you to do. Right away, listening to that inner guidance. Maybe your body's asking you to move the hips a little, twisting the hips left and right. Maybe it's asking for you to roll through the ankles or make some barrel rolls with the belly. Just tap into that intuition. Your body knows what it wants. Over the next 5 breaths. Just finding something that feels good and feels right to you. Not worried about what it looks like or not worried about what I'm doing. Take 2 more rounds of breath. And then we'll meet in the neutral table. So as I mentioned, this will be a little more of a traditional flow. Traditional can mean a lot of different things. So for me, it just means we will not be moving all around the mat. We'll not be doing any crazy transitions. We'll simply be keeping this linear, facing the same direction the entire time, and doing moves that I'd like you to be able to tap into your intuition to know what's coming next. So this one is a little bit more predictable than what my typical flows would be. So when you're ready, let's tuck the toes, send the hips up and back. Find downward facing dog. Twisting out the hips, pedaling out the feet. Getting acquainted with how you feel today. Let's get the crown of the head hanging heavy. Getting some blood flow to the third eye space right in between the eyebrows. Now, physically, is it right there? No, but that's our general area. That's where we're sending our attention. Very nice. And when you're ready, let's come high onto the balls of your feet. Look in between your hands and tippy-toe to the top of your mat. Keep the head and neck hanging heavy. Grab opposite elbows and sway side to side. Very nice. Release your grip. Tuck in your chin and let's slowly roll up. Meeting in Tadasana, or mountain pose, with your palms facing open. Let's lift the toes, spread them, root them into your mat. Slight lift of the kneecaps, lengthening the tailbones. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, unite the palms, bring the thumb knuckles in front of the third eye space. Take a full breath in here, and then exhale, forward fold. Release the hands, inhale to halfway lift. And then exhale, plant the hands, step your left foot back, followed by your right. High plank. Shift the body forward. Let's start by lowering the knees, the chest, and the chin. Ashtangasana. Inhale to baby cobra, and exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra. Option to lift the hands as well and make sure the strength is coming from the back body. And then exhale, press into the palms, tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale comes high onto the toes, bend into the knees. Walk or hop to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high, unite the palms. Exhale, thumb knuckles into the third eye space. Take a full breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, right foot steps back, followed by the left. Shift the body forward and then lower the knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to baby cobra. And exhale, release. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, press into the palms, tuck the toes, find downward facing dog. Very nice. Come high onto the toes, bend the knees, look in between your hands, walk or hop to the top. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Softly bend into the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms high, and then exhale, lead with your chest, forward fold. Option to take the knuckles to the third eye every time. Take a halfway lift. Plant the hands, step or hop back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Come high onto the toes, bend into the knees, walk or hop to the top. Take a half lift and exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high, extended mountain. Unite the palms, go through third eye space and fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, plant your palms, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So as you may have picked up on, we're going through Sun Sal A. We're gonna do 2 more. So if you know where you're going, I'd like you to just tap into your breath, and you can flow without my cues. I will continue to cue, however, but just try to tune into your intuition. You know what's next. Come high onto the toes, bend the knees, look in between your hands, walk or hop to the top. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend into the knees, sweep the arms high, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold, starting Sun Sal A. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale comes high to the toes. Use your exhale, look in between your hands and travel. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend into the knees, sweep the arms high, extended mountain. Last one, exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Very nice. Inhale comes high to the toes, bend into the knees, walk or hop to the top. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend into the knees. Inhale, reach the arms high, and then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Very nice. Your Sun Sal A. Hopefully we got a little bit of heat going, a little bit of heat in the body. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Find chair pose. Sink your hips low, reach the arms high. Take a look down at your toes. Let's see that all 10 toes are lifted. Spread them, keeping the weight in the heels. Can you lengthen the tailbone as you sink your hips a little lower? And then let's lift the chin and reach up with the palms. Take a full breath in and exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, let's plant your hands. Step your left foot back, followed by your right. Shift the body forward, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press into your left foot to kick your right leg high, 3-legged dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Notice if that right hip is opening. Can you pull the right hip down in line with the left? Flex or point into the right toes. Keep your left knee pointing forward. Lift from the inner thigh. And then let's curl right knee to nose. Puff up the back body to press the mat away. Look where you want that right foot to land in between the hands and put it there. Pivot on your back heel. Come on up, warrior one. Very nice. Try to work that right hip back, left hip forward. We don't have to perfectly square off the hips here, but we want to notice if we're opening that left hip. Pull it, close it off toward the front edge of your mat, and keep the arms reaching high. Warrior one does have a bit of a back bend here, so keep reaching the chest up. Take a full breath in, and then paint the wall in front of you. Plant the hands, right foot steps back to meet the left. Shift the body forward, and then chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Stepping onto your right foot now, let's kick your left leg high, 3-legged dog. Flex or point into the left toes. Keep your right heel working down. If you want to lift that heel to give you a little bit more space, but we're going to work into the back of that leg. Look in between your hands and bring your left knee to your nose, tiger curl. Step your left foot through, pivot on the back foot. Warrior one, reach up. Checking in with the hips, pulling that left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. Take this into a little bit of a back bend. Breathe in. And then exhale, paint the wall in front of you. Left foot steps back. Shift the body forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Very nice. Take a full breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth if you'd like to. Release a little bit of heat. Come high onto the toes. Bend the knees, walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Chair pose, reach up, look up, sit the hips low, and then mountain pose with hands at heart center. Nice work. Now we're gonna go through that a couple more times with a little bit more speed. Again, if you know where you're going, we're doing our Sun Sal B. Please, by all means, just tap into your flow state and go with it. If you wanna keep following my cues, that's perfect, that's why I'm here. If at any time you get tired of chaturanga, just head straight to downward facing dog and take an extra round of breath. All right, here we go. Soft bend into the knees. Inhale, reach the arms high, set the hips low. Take a full breath in And then an exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, right foot steps back, followed by the left. Shift the body forward, and then exhale, lower, chaturanga. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Stepping into the left foot, kick your right leg high, three-legged, and then tiger curl, right knee to nose, step that right foot through. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Take it nice and slow, full breaths. You got this. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping onto the right foot. Inhale to lift your left leg high. Exhale, tiger curl, left knee to nose. Step the left foot through. Use the inhale for warrior one. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, paint the wall in front of you. Left foot steps back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very nice. Come high onto the toes, bend into the knees, walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift. And exhale to fold. It's getting warm in here. Bend into the knees, reach the arms high, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Bring your hands to heart center. Sun Sao B. Let's go through it one more time. You've got it. Sit the hips low, reach the arms high. Take a full breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Now step or hop it back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping on the left foot, let's kick your right leg high. Exhale, tiger curl, step your right foot through. Inhale, warrior one. And then exhale, paint the wall in front of you, take it through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Stepping on your right foot, let's lift the left leg high. Exhale, tiger curl, knee to nose, step through. Pivot on the back heel, rise to warrior one. Take a full breath in. Exhale, chaturanga, step it back, rinse it all out. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Whew, let's release some heat. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Do that again. Inhale. Let it go. Let's lower both knees at the same time, nice and slow, and then find your puppy pose. Now, if you're able to, I'd like you to reach your forehead to the mat. And if you need to stack your palms here, you can stack your palms. But let's get into the chest space a bit while also finding a connection for that third eye. Tapping into that place of intuition, using our asana or your yoga practice and traditional Sun Sal A, Sun Sal B to kind of know what's coming next. You know, there's always a few variations from instructor to instructor, but generally, we get the idea of what's coming next. A lot of chaturangas. Just kidding. Breathing it out. Maybe massage the forehead here in your puppy pose. Just let this feel good. And then look in between your hands. Just snake the body through. We'll come into crocodile. Stacking your palms, let your forehead rest. If you want to kick up your heels and windshield wiper them left and right, you can find movement here or just find some stillness just for a moment. And then you're going to take your left leg out into a half frog. So your knee is going to be an extension coming straight out from the hip, and then knee is in a straight line to the ankle. So you're making a 90-degree angle with your left leg, and you can keep your forehead resting onto your palms in your crocodile. Very nice. We're going to switch out the legs. Take your left leg long behind you and 90-degree angle with the right leg. Ankle is in line with the knee, knees in line with the hip. Connecting that third eye space with your palms, your block, or your forearms. Very nice. And then taking that right leg back long beside the left, kick the heels up, and let's windshield wiper. Beautiful work. Go ahead and tuck the toes. Press into the palms and find downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Come high onto the toes, bend into the knees, look in between your hands, walk or hop to the top. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Soft bend into the knees, find chair pose. And then Tadasana with hands at heart center. We're gonna go through Sensalbi, we're gonna add on just a little bit. So on the inhale, reach the arms high, sit the hips low. Once again, noticing if you can see all 10 toes, spread them, root them into your mat, and lengthen your tailbone. Take a full breath in, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step or hop it back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog, and exhale to downward facing dog. Planting into your left foot, let's kick your right leg high. Take a full breath in, and then exhale, tiger curl, right knee to nose. Hug it up and in, and then step the right foot through. Pivot on the left heel, find your warrior one. Take one full breath here, and then open it up to warrior two. Use your inhale to reach forward, flip the front palm, carry your right arm up and back, reverse your warrior. Stay bending into that right knee. Notice if that leg starts to extend. Bend into the right knee. Keep working your right knee open towards your right pinky toe. Also keep driving that left pinky toe into the mat. A lot of times it likes to find a little bit of a lift, but let's work that knife edge of the left foot into the mat. Breathe in, and then exhale, find extended side angle. Left arm reaches up and over. Right arm is completely weightless. It's here for support, but not your whole body. So if you move your right arm and lift it up, you're not gonna fall, right? So take a full breath in, pull the left shoulder down the back, and then warrior two. Begin to straighten into your right leg, reach it forward, bump the hips to the back, and find triangle pose. Beautiful. Full breath in, and full breath out. Soft bend into your right knee. Let's find warrior two. And then cartwheel the hands down to frame your right foot. Step your right foot back to meet the left. Rinse it out with a chaturanga. Upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. Everything same on this next side. You'll step into the right foot, lift your left leg high. Tiger curl, left knee to nose, step it in between your hands. Pivot on the back foot, find warrior one. Take one full breath in, and then exhale, open it up to warrior two. Inhale to reach it forward, flip the palm and reverse your warrior. And then settle in here. Notice if your left knee is falling towards the center. Can you pull that left knee open? Can you reach your tailbone down towards your right heel and keep that right arm weightless? Begin to find warrior two and then reach it forward. Right arm reaches up and over. Find your extended side angle. A long line of energy from those right pinky toe to your right fingertips. Very nice. Warrior two. And then begin to straighten into your left leg, bump the hips to the back. Inhale to reach it forward, triangle pose. Still creating these long lines of energy, right fingertips to left fingertips. Can you pull the right shoulder back? Beautiful. Softly bend into that left knee, find warrior two. And then cartwheel the hands down, left foot steps back to meet the right, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's bend into both knees. Lower your knees at the same time. And we're going to set up for camel. If you have blocks and you would like to use them, go ahead and grab it. If you just have the one, you can place your block in between your thighs, and we'll set up with our hands on our low back like we're going to put them into pockets. And I'm going to start with my toes tucked today. Draw the elbows together like you're going to squeeze a pencil in between your shoulder blades, and then press the hips forward, reaching the heart up. Create as much space as you can, and then reach back for your heels. We're just taking one round, so if you can do both heels, I'd like you to do both heels. Tuck in the chin just a tad and allow the gaze to fall back. Keep hugging those thighs towards each other. And then just as slowly as you got into it, return the hands to the low back or the hips. Untuck the toes, come to a seat. Remove your block, set it off to the side. Take your hands into your lap, or you can take them into your third eye center. Take a breath in and a breath out. Feel that connection as you tap into this intuition. What is your body asking for? Sounds like it's asking for one more sequence. So here we go. When you're ready, take your hands onto your mat, tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and clear it out. Inhale comes high to the toes, bend into the knees, walk or hop to the top. Take a halfway lift and an exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana, hands at heart center. One round of breath in and clear it out. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, hop it back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, lift the right leg high. Exhale, tiger curl, and then step the foot through. Inhale to warrior one, back where we were going. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to reach it forward. Exhale to reverse. Take one full breath in, and then exhale into extended side angle. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Begin to straighten into your right leg. Reach it forward, tilt, find triangle pose. Get one full breath in, and then exhale, warrior two. Inhale, and then exhale to cartwheel the hands down, chaturanga. Step that right foot back. Option to keep the right leg lifted as you lower through chaturanga. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Stepping into your right foot, lift the left leg high. Tiger curl, knee to nose, step that left foot through. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach it forward. Use your exhale to reverse your warrior. Inhale, extended side angle. Stay for your exhale. Inhale to warrior two. Begin to straighten into that left leg. Reach it forward and tilt. Triangle pose. This should all feel somewhat familiar. Bend into your left knee. Warrior two. And then follow your exhale into chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very nice. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale comes high to the toes. Bend into the knees. Look in between your hands and hop. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Softly bend into the knees. Chair pose. Finish it off. Exhale, Tadasana, hands at heart center. Beautiful work. Let's start to cool things down. Slow down the heart rate. Reach the arms high. Look up. Unite the palms. Bring your thumb knuckles into third eye center. And then forward fold. Let's hang here for just a moment. You can grab opposite elbows. You can take your peace sign fingers to your big toes. Or you can take gorilla, stepping onto the palms. Either way, let the head and neck hang totally heavy. Rolling the sit bones towards the ceiling. See if we can get some blood flow to the third eye space. Very nice. Step off of your palms if you're on your gorilla. Take a halfway lift. Plant your palms. Let's step it back. High plank. Inhale to shift the body forward. Exhale, lower knees, chest, and chin. Inhale to baby cobra. And exhale, lower into crocodile, stacking your palms. Let's just find some rest here. Beautiful work. In no fancy way, you're going to plant your hands under your shoulders. Bring yourself up to a seat. So you'll bend at the knees, cross at the ankles, and then take your legs out long in front of you. If you have your block, this may come in handy here. Let's remove any flesh from under the sit bones. I'm going to grab my block. Let's just see what we can accomplish with it. You're going to reach your arms high and tug your toes back towards your face. If you have your block, you might have to hold on to the block. Inhale, find length. Lengthen the back line of the body, and then exhale, begin to fold. If you can rest your forehead on your block, go ahead and do so. If you don't have one, you can rest on your pillow, or you don't have to rest your head at all. So totally up to you. Try to draw the shoulders away from the ears. Remember, we're thinking length, length, length here. And then once you get as long and as deep as you're going to go, then allow the body to kind of melt over the legs so we can find some rest. Very nice. Tuck in the chin and slowly roll up. Place the block off to the side. And then scoot your hips up to your heels. Coming down onto your back. Your knees are bent up towards the ceiling. You can remove any ponytails or anything you've got hanging on back here, which we know is a constant struggle of mine. Okay. Take your feet a little bit wider than hips width distance. Let's start by just kind of shifting the hips left and right, windshield wipering the legs. And then we'll find stillness. Planting into your left foot, let's kick your right foot towards the ceiling, and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Use your hand and gently press that right thigh away from you. Stay right here just for now, flexing or pointing into your right toes to keep an activation. That'll help support the knee. And then from here, you can begin to draw that left thigh into your chest and your mount. If that's too much on that outer right hip or the glute, then keep the left foot planted on the mat. If you'd like a little bit more, interlace the fingers underneath the thigh or over top of the shin. And you can use your elbow to gently press that right leg away, or just energetically pull the right knee away from you. To get into those hips a little bit. If any of the chakras are unbalanced or if there is any blockages, typically that means that there are others that are affected. So even though, like I said, we are focusing on the third eye today, typically we'd like to work into all of the chakras. There are more than just 7, but 7 that we are going to focus on. Form one long line of energy from the crown of your head all the way past the tailbone. All right, and this might be a little tricky, so listen up. Keep your legs exactly as they are. Keep the cross of the legs. Take your arms into a cactus or a T, and then allow the knees to fall over to the left. The legs are staying exactly like they were, so that'll mean that the right foot will plant onto the ground beside you. If this is too much on that outer hip, allow the knee to fall in or unwind the legs altogether. Once you get there, you'll know what you need to do. If you have the foot planted, you can reach down with that left hand, grab a hold of that right ankle, and then allow the gaze to fall over to the right. So this is quite a tricky little supine twist here. You'll feel it get into that outer right hip, the spine, maybe even the neck. Got a lot going on right now. And very slowly bring it back through center, unwind the legs, and windshield wiper. Very nice. Taking it to the other side, you'll step into the right foot, kick your left heel towards the ceiling, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Take your left hand and gently press that left thigh away. Option to stay right here or begin to draw the right thigh into your chest, any amount under the thigh or over the shin. Keep the left foot flexed or pointed, and then notice if your chin is poking up towards the ceiling, can you lengthen the back of your neck? Tucking in the chin just a tad. Energetically pushing that left thigh away from your belly. Very nice. And then one more time, Just keep the bind of the legs and allow the knees to fall over to the right this time, planting the entire left foot on the ground. Reach down with your right hand to grab a hold of that left ankle. And then allow the gaze to fall over to the left. It's a big, weird twist, so give yourself some grace to not understand right away. It took me a couple tries before I was like, wait, what am I grabbing? Got it now. Very gently begin to come back to center. Unwind the legs, and one more time, option 2, windshield wiper all of that out. And begin to hug the knees into your chest. Give yourself a tight squeeze. And then reach for the outer edges of the feet. Kick the heels towards the ceiling. Find your happy baby. Try to lengthen the tailbone back onto the mat. Soften the shoulders onto the mat. And then hug the knees back into your chest and give yourself a tight squeeze. Take your nose up to your knees. And then we're going to rock the length of your spine back and forth until you come to a seat. Now from here, we're going to take a seated visualization. If you prefer to take this on your back, you may do so. You may also take this in child's pose with your head resting on your block, just like we started. We're going to do this little visualization meditation before we head into Shavasana. Shavasana will be a little bit of an extended Shavasana, about 10 minutes. So if at any time you need to end your practice, this is the end of your physical, your asana practice. We are heading into a little bit more visualization, meditation, tapping into that third eye center. So with that being said, go ahead and come to a seat, close down the eyes. You can take your hands onto your lap and then rock side to side, back and forth. And find a space that feels like center, where that long line of energy is stacked. Head over third eye, over your heart, over your belly, over your pelvis. One beautiful long line of energy. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Let's take a breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. 2 more times. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And from here, we're just going to start to visualize a deep purple right in between the eyebrows, turning on the mind's eye. I like to imagine that deep purple swirling, almost like a galaxy, like if you were out to look into the galaxy and it's just a swirl. Use your breath to clear the path of anything that's blocking that swirl. It can be a nice, slow and steady swirl to begin with. And as the breath clears paths, clears blockages, maybe that swirl begins to pick up. Taking your mind's eye awareness to the different colors of purple that are in the swirl. The different tones and shades. The deep riches of the purple. The vibrancy of the purple. awakening that space of your inner knowing. As if that swirl, that spiral of the purple can clear out any cobwebs in the mind. Clear out any blockages between not knowing what to do and knowing what to do. That gray area is suddenly illuminated. And continuing on with that practice that I mentioned earlier, what is my name? How old am I? What is my favorite color? And then you can begin to change those questions into yes or no questions, things that you do know the answers to. And you don't have to take that practice any further than this today. Or maybe you start to ask yourself some questions, some bigger questions, something that you're not really sure what to do about. Maybe it's in your work or your career, maybe it's relationships, maybe it's family questions. Ask yourself questions that you aren't sure you know the answer to, but your body and your mind do know the answer to. And maybe this is how you strengthen that inner voice that tells you yes or no, to go or to stop, to answer this or that. Taking this time to slow down and listen to what the body has to say. Or maybe taking this time to listen, tune into the areas of the body. For instance, if you're doing something that you feel happy about, maybe you feel a lift in the chest, maybe you're doing something that you don't feel so good about, maybe you feel a closing off in the shoulders, or even an ache in your belly, maybe indigestion, maybe a heat that rises up in the chest space, in the neck and the throat area. This is all different ways that your body talks to you. This is your inner knowing, giving you answers. All you have to do is listen and get that connection and that relationship so strong with your inner knowing that you know exactly what it's saying when it's saying. You know that when your hands start to tingle that answer is no, or you know that when that sensation arises in your chest that means yes, or that means no, or that means stop. This practice right here strengthens that connection. Bringing your awareness back into that purple spiral, or that purple swirl, that galaxy in between the eyes. Vibrant and strong and spinning. We will move from this space here into your shavasana. You have the option to stay seated for that shavasana, or if you'd like to lie down, I'm actually going to head back into child's pose with my head on a block. So you're welcome to join me there. And like I mentioned before, this practice, final shavasana meditation, will be a little closer to 10 minutes, so it's an extended shavasana. If at any point you need to end this video, you are free to do so. Otherwise, please join me. Taking time to settle in, you can continue to visualize that purple spiral or that purple swirl. You're even welcome to continue on with that practice of asking yourself yes or no. And taking the next several moments in silence to begin this shavasana, this meditation, and I'll bring you out shortly.
Slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the space. Making small movements, taking soft breaths in and cleansing breaths out. And in whatever position you are in, I want you to just slowly and gently make your way into a seat. Taking it nice and slow, being as gentle as possible with yourself. And letting all of that land in the body. I'd like you to ask yourself, what does my inner knowing want me to know right now? Maybe it's an answer to a question. Maybe it's the next step. Maybe it's something soft and gentle. Maybe it's a nudge. What does my inner knowing or my inner guidance want me to know? Send gratitude to yourself, to your inner knowing, and then inhale the arms overhead. Unite the palms, and then drag the thumb knuckles right in between the eyebrows. It was my honor to practice with you today, as always. Go in peace, love, and light. Namaste.